Hello YouTube, my name is James. With the Overwatch beta coming to an end on May 10th, I thought I'd make my first thoughts and opinions video on Overwatch as I've played it for a few hours. I haven't grinded it out or anything, but I've played a few hours, I kind of get a feel for the game. The game was developed by Blizzard, but it's basically a first-person shooter, but cross between Team Fortress 2 and League of Legends. Now, that kind of sounds weird, like League of Legends is a MOBA, TF2 is like a kind of fun run-around game with a kind of funky feel to it, I guess. Like it's not like a standard, it's not like a Call of Duty or anything like that, and I don't think it means to be. But Overwatch is essentially you're a first-person shooter and you're running around, but your characters have different abilities. That's kind of taken away from a MOBA. Any really MOBA, as in like you have like different abilities, and you have an ultimate, which is a really good, like it's a really strong ability that can be used in any kind of. It's going to do like something really good. So in the senses, I'll take Soldier 76 for an example in the game, because you use him during the tutorial. He seems like a very simple hero to play, but can be used really well. So basically, he is just a soldier, obviously, and his main primary weapon is just a rifle that shoots bullets and does damage. It's pretty simple. But then you move on to his right-click ability on the mouse, the default button, but not all kind of characters have this right click ability, and it just shoots rockets. So that's kind of standard, a lot of first person shooters will have a primary fire, a secondary fire, that kind of do like normal rifle shooting and a bit more rockets. That's standard, that happens in quite a few games. But then you have the left shift move, which is usually a movement mechanic. Example, he has unlimited sprint, so it's really good at getting around the map. But other heroes, for example, grapples, they have like a barrel roll, they have little like teleports, little blinks, and stuff like that. And then the E ability is, I don't really think there's like a standard E ability for kind of any champion, but on Soldier 76 example, he puts down a biotic field, and it gives us some health back, and it's all pretty good. And then his ultimate, he goes into this like recon kind of state, and he locks onto different targets, and you can fire your rockets or your standard bullets. So it's a really like kind of first-person shooter game, but with these extra abilities. And there's 4 different classes that you can play based on offensive, tank, support, and defensive. Even though when I've been playing, I felt like the offensive and defensive. It's defensive isn't in the sense that defensive champions, they don't do a lot of damage. They are more the sit back snipers. So I think his name is he has a nice crossbow, just a bow, sorry, not a cross, and it fires just a bow, an arrow, and it does quite a bit of damage, because you're meant to sit back, and his ultimate is like this big dragon. It like takes over this like little portion of the map. It's like this big ghost dragon that just like rains fire, not actual fire, but does a ton of damage to anybody inside of it. It is pretty sick. With there being so many different classes and supports, tanks, offensive, defensive, it gives a really wide variety, because it is 6v6. So, ideally, as kind of this game is released, because it was released in the 17th or 20th of May, or so, like mid to late May, and I think people are going to kind of come up with a meta of how to play, like probably maybe 2 defense, maybe like 2 tanks, 2 offensive, 1 sniper, 1 support, kind of thing like that. That's kind of how I feel it's going to be. Have your 2 tanks that are going to fight over the objective control, your 2 offensive people kind of running around. From what I've played, is the offensive people are very, they can be very quick running around, especially one called Tracer, who has her blink. She can blink 3 times as a left shift, and then her E is it rewinds her to a previous point, so she has a bit more health. So you really want to be running around, but her guns don't do a lot of damage. She has like dual wielding pistols, so you run around, you want to do a lot of damage, you want to blink somewhere, do a bit more, to blink somewhere else, do a bit of damage, and then if you're not winning that gunfight, press E and back straight out. I think the games so far have been really fast-paced, really interesting. It's all kind of centered around one objective. There's a few different game modes that you manage to play, because I only played quick play, so it kind of throws you into a random one. There seems to be like a King of the Hill kind of style. There's a payload, I can't remember the name, but there's like a payload, and you have to get that to the end once you attacks and defends. But that makes it really fast paced, because there's always one area of the map that has kind of the action going on. So it is a bit of a pain that every time you respawn, there's a good bit of running that you have to do to get to the action. If it's not like kind of near your base, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because you don't want to just run and die all the time because there's a small respawn delay. But overall, I'd say this game is very good. It's really fast paced, and it's really interesting to kind of take these two styles, I think, and kind of put them together. I think it's really interesting because it's not just going to be about your raw gun skill, which is a lot of what FPS is about. You know, CS:GO, Call of Duty, you know, that sort of thing is very much like how good are you at aiming at the enemy, who can kill who first. Well, I don't mean who can kill who first, who can kill by gun first. Whereas in this, it's going to be about, it is going to have that element, but it's also going to have these extra added abilities, and how teams will play around that. How will teams play? Like, how will they use their ultimates? Can you, like, are we going to see some crazy combo ultimates? Because obviously I haven't had a chance to play all the heroes. Is there some like crazy support? Where like crazy support ultimate where you like can kind of lock down the enemy, and then you use Hanzo's ult with that big dragon, or you use Pharah's ult and there's like just a billion rockets firing at you. You know, is this gonna? So and this is why I think there's going to be a meta, and like champions that synergize better together. I think that's going to be really interesting and really good to kind of see. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and share it around to your friends. I'll leave you with this last clip of me getting a nice triple kill to end the game as Tracer. Thank you, and goodbye.